Hey guys, welcome to today's video where we're going to be talking about Tom Brady and his performance last night against the Dallas Cowboys in a film session. Before we get started though and dive into the film session, please drop a quick like and a sub on today's video. That would really help my channel grow. I'd really appreciate that. Also, leave your thoughts and comments on today's video in the comment section down below. And before we get started, let's just dive right into it, and I hope you enjoy. So Tom Brady had a really good night last night, and I wanted to break it down in a little film session. First, let's talk about the stats. Obviously, big comeback at the end with barely any time left, a minute and a half. We've all seen it before, but 32 for 50, 379 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. One wasn't really his fault. The other, it happens. But at the end of the day, let's just dive into the film session and really show why Tom Brady really was able to pick apart this Cowboys defense last night. Number one, it all starts with his command of the offense. He really knows where all his receivers are going to be. He knows his timing's impeccable because of that awareness. But more importantly, he knows that he's going to have Gronk on kind of the seam route through the middle. And because he knows that and he sees where the defense is, and I'm just going to show you this in a sec, basically what's going to happen is this linebacker is going to split out over here, and then this linebacker's on with Gronk. Because Gronk is running past him and this linebacker's moving this way, he knows there's some space here in front of the safety for him to fit that ball into. So really all he's doing is he's taking a few dropbacks. His first instinct is to try and look outside over here, but he realizes it's pretty lockdown coverage out there. So once again, it's decision making, it's timing, it's awareness of the offense and where his receivers are. And simply what he does is he looks at the next guy in his progression, which is Gronk, sees how this defender is backpedaling on his heels, Gronk is running by him, and this defender is moving this way, and simply is able to fire that ball in a perfect spot in front of this safety who comes over the top to help. So really all this is he understands that one, Micah Parsons is in coverage here. Parsons isn't really known to be a great pass coverage guy, much more of a run stopper, much more of a, especially in college, a much more of a downhill runner who gets after the football a lot. So he really is just understanding who's on who, and great pass, right? Simple timing, accurate throw. That's what Tom Brady's about, and he was able to really pick apart this Cowboys defense because he understand at the point of attack, right, we've got one-on-one here, it's a one-on-one here, this guy's going here, and there's space in here to throw this ball into. So he's really reading the defense well, and his timing and awareness of the offense is also really good too. And this is a little bit more about timing and command of the offense. Here, it's simple reading the defense. This is not hard to read this defense. He realizes it's one-on-one pretty much across the board, and it's going to be one-on-one with Chris Godwin moving here, with the corner right there. Pretty much what Godwin's going to do once he gets to his spot is he's going to, and this is actually really good timing here too, by, just when this play is called, because Godwin's still low-key moving. He's not set, so the corner isn't set either, and this allows for Godwin to simply run the slant route at a better rate. The corner's off balance, he's not timed well, and simply he understands that these linebackers are pretty much going to be stuck here. This safety is going to be kind of just controlling this middle of the field, and this is one-on-one here. So really what he needs to do is he needs to fire this ball in between this gap and this gap here as Godwin is moving away from his corner. And simply, this is all timing, right? It's his first progression. The play fake is awesome here, actually, because it gets these linebackers to bite down. And after that, this allows for the space over here to open up for Godwin to run into. And once again, it's Micah Parsons being beaten in pass coverage. He looks like he could have had a pretty good shot at this, but this is just a really good route run by Godwin. It's simply, slant, a slant against a quick receiver, especially of Godwin's skill level, is really hard, especially for a Cowboys defense that was really bad against, the pass last year. So simply, this is just Brady knowing that he's got his receiver running a slant in a favorable matchup with where those zones are for those linebackers and safety, and he knows he has one-on-one across the board, and he knows Godwin can win his matchup. So that's really Brady trusting his receivers and knowing the offense once again. And there's two things I want to showcase here. One is the play action play here. So what I love about play action is notice all of these linebackers. It freezes them. But more importantly, Brady off the bat can tell this is going to be zone coverage. Number one, there's quite a bit of space here in between the wide receivers, but that can still happen in main coverage. But he just understands this is zone coverage because of where the safeties are lined up too. But he knows that there's space, and he can read that pretty easily. I don't really have the right angle to show you that. But what I love about this play design from Bruce Arians is that this play action play, number one, it really freezes this defense. And the thing I really want to show you here is the gap here. So if you're bringing these guys up, right, and you're bringing these guys back into zone defense, you can see the amount of space that is being created in this area of the field. Okay, so as this play action play comes, these linebackers turn up. Then linebackers obviously have to move back, and that allows for the space over here to open up. So really, once again, this is simply Brady knowing the offense, being comfortable in the offense, and simply doing what he does best, just scanning the pocket, getting the ball out quickly, and firing a straight, accurate pass to his receiver. But more importantly, it's the play action play, and this was a good game plan here. Using that play action, especially on a rookie linebacker like Micah Parsons, a few times where he's been out of position because of play action, really biting on those plays. And that's his instinct, right? That's his instinct, and he'll get better as that. But really, that him moving down instead of back allows for that space over here to open up, and that's why Brady's throwing into that. And I've talked about this in previous Tom Brady film sessions, where he uses his eyes really well. And he understands where the defense is and where the defense isn't. Here, what I absolutely love from Tom Brady is he wants to get Antonio Brown, who's running a go route. He's simply running a go route past this corner, trying to get to the end zone here. That's what he's doing here. And he realizes that it's one-on-one across the board and that there's going to be two safeties. There's a safety here and there's a safety over here that's not pictured. Running, he wants to go to Antonio Brown. That's his desired guy, right? That's what he knows. But the thing I love about this play here is Brady knows that it's cover two, and cover two is really hard to throw to the outside, because what happens in cover two is the two safeties really protect the outside of the field. So it's much easier to go to the middle of the field and really split the safeties. But he wants to go to Antonio Brown. So this is the first thing he does when he gets the ball. Immediately when he's looking much more to the left, more this way, rather than to Antonio Brown, because he also needs Antonio Brown to beat his guy. He needs a little timing. So what he's doing here is by looking towards the middle of the field, looking towards the left of the field, looking at Gronk and more Godwin area, he's dragging this safety who's in this position over to the middle of the field. Once again, I don't have the right camera angle for this. But this is really smart because what that does is it allows all this open space to throw into. And as you see, right, then when he turns back, great pocket presence, steps up in the pocket, throws downfield. You see how the safety is completely out of position because he's been moved this way, and that allows for all the space over the top for Brady to throw this ball into. So really good play here by Brady for the touchdown. Awesome throw, elite throw, just Tom Brady doing what Tom Brady does. And then, of course, Brady has the clutch gene. He simply has the clutch gene. And, with less than 24 seconds left, you need to get into field goal range. You're down 1 point. You need that field goal to get back in the game. Brady is going to beat you, right? That's what Brady does. Brady finds ways to beat you. And this is a really good play design here. What's happening is they're really clearing the space and Godwin to run this way and then try and get out of bounds. Remember, Tampa Bay doesn't have any timeouts, so they need to get out of bounds if they want to have an opportunity at kicking a field goal and getting some points on the board. So this play is really smart because it's clearing all the space and then Godwin's running into the space. But simply, this is just timing, right? He knows that there's going to be some pressure. He knows that there's going to be, he's not going to have all day to stay in the pocket. Takes a deep drop back. Waits for the pressure to get there, and simply, timing and command of the offense is where really I'm seeing Brady shine. Back shoulder throw on target with Godwin. Might have been pass interference, might have been a little bit of a push off here, but simply this is a well thrown ball. It's accurate, it's complete, and it's out of bounds, and it's clutch, and more importantly, it's a smart decision. He's not throwing the ball in the middle of the field and then trying to spike the ball after. He knows where he needs to go with the football. He knows that he needs to get the ball out of bounds, and Godwin's able to make the play on a really good throw by Brady. So it's the clutch gene too for Brady. So at the end of the day, when we look at Tom Brady's performance against this Bucs team, against this Cowboys team, what he was able to really succeed in was that he was accurate with the football. He knew where the defense was, even on his mistakes. One of his interceptions was completely a fluke. But this guy had four touchdowns in this game. He was absolutely fantastic throwing the football. He was accurate. He was confident. He looked calm, cool, and collected. And also, he just looked like, even if it's possible, if he looked like he was in command of the offense even more than he was last year. Don't get me wrong. The Cowboys' defense was not good last year, and they're still not going to be great this year. They did actually show at times pretty well that they had some potential. But overall, this is not a great defense. It's going to get better, but they're going to be on the field a lot because this offense is going to be really good, and it's going to be scoring a lot, and quickly too. So at the end of the day, I thought that Brady's performance was really, showcasing everything he's always been about: accuracy, timing, cool, calm, and collectiveness, and of course the clutch gene at the end. So that's how he was able to beat the Cowboys in a really big game here by Brady, and it's going to be very fun to see what he's able to accomplish this season in Tampa Bay. And with that said, that's pretty much going to end the video for today. Did you agree with my analysis? Why or why not? Leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you're new around here, please drop a like and a sub on today's video. I'd really appreciate that. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, see ya.